Okay, so today I've got a treat for you. We're looking at a putting training aid for us to try out. Yes, we're going to try a training aid out on the golf course. Notoriously, all training aids are being used for when we're on the practice area, so I thought we'd mix it up. Let's head to the green. So the training aid I've got today is the GForce Swing Trainer. Now they brought a series of these training aids out, from wedges to irons, and now a putter too. So they say that this training aid does three things: better tempo, smoother action, and better club face to path relationship. So without further ado, let's have a few putts and let's see if it does what it says on the tip. So the first thing you'll notice about this putter, it's extremely flexible by both ways. Now with this, the first time that you pick it up, it almost feels like the head is very heavy and very hard to control. So actually playing with it on the course here is going to be a little bit hard, I think. Now the three areas in which they say it's going to help you improve, we said, were better tempo, smoother action, and the better face to path relationship. Now, what I would say with this is, looking at it at the website and looking at the details that I've been sent, that this is based on a 13-degree arc. So if you were somebody that had a bit more of a straighter back, straighter through action, this may not help you. Okay, so we've hit a long putt. Let's go for a medium putt and a short putt as well. So the idea behind this is, if I'm going to use this, I need to make sure the address position, there is a little rut either side. And I want to feel that this shaft is in the center of this rut, not over to it, not this side of it. So it's lining up exactly in the center, because if I make a stroke now and I see that the heel hangs out, I know I've closed the face. If I then see the heel hangs out this side of the putter, I know I've opened the face. So straight away it's really going to highlight, over exaggerate our tendencies when we're making some putts. Now a lot of people that use training aids and almost make people quite methodical, so I quite like this. I feel it's going to get you back to basics a little bit, and I don't feel that there's enough training aids out there that actually get you to get a better flowing action. I think it's really forgotten with the latest training aids. Definitely feels very bizarre with this head working back and forth. Another point worth noting here is that whether you're right or left-handed, this training aid is for you. You can use this no matter what way you play golf. So again, really trying to feel like I create some strokes here, trying to feel like the white bit of the shaft stays in the center, trying to feel I've got a slight arc, and trying to get a feeling of a better, smoother stroke. I really feel that a lot of putting strokes, especially if you're someone who struggles with the yips or struggles with your pace control, you lose that touch with feeling of smoothness. So straight away, you become a little bit more attention on the head, because it definitely feels very heavy relative to the shaft. So it really, for me, is a training aid that so far takes our attention away from being so technical and just, okay, how do I make it work? Back down to basics, putter, ball, hole, rather than, okay, I've got to be so specific either way. Okay, let's see if I can actually hold a putt here. Right, let's test a few more. Okay, so we've hit it to the back of the 14th here at Formby. I've left myself about a 30 to 40 foot putt down the hill. This is where I would feel like it'd be even harder to control this putter head. With it being very heavy and with it being the further I take it back, the more this can move, it really means that I've got to get my stroke even better. But for me, the best thing about this is I'm not really consciously aware of what I'm doing with the putter. I'm just making it work. And I know that might sound very strange, but I think that's probably one of the best features of this putting aid. Another thing that I like is the fact that we see all modern putters now, they mostly come with these fatter, thicker grips. They've adopted this too. So if you're someone who uses a fatter, thicker grip, your training aid can be the same. And I think that's a really good added bonus to which they've added to this. Okay, so a longer putt, harder to control it feels like. Really getting me back down to basics, back down to just being at tune with your putter. Not bothered about what the putter head's doing as such, just making a better stroke. And I think if you were someone who did struggle with their putting in terms of rhythm, snatching at the putts, this would be a really good thing to use before you go out and play around to get a good feeling of pace, get a good feeling of rhythm, and really tuning your senses in. So let's see if we can finish this review in style and summarise whether we think this is any good or not. Nearly. Let's summarise this video. Remember at the start of the video we said that this training aid and GForce are stating that it gives you better tempo, smoother action and a better face to arc relationship. Remember that's based on a 13-degree arc. Now, what does it do? I get the idea of the fact that it's a little bit bendy and it's harder to get the face and path lined up, because if you had an iron and it did it, it would really highlight your tendencies. But for me, it ticks off the first two nicely. Better tempo and better smoother stroke. I really think it is a good thing if you're someone who's got a fiery, fast stroke. This gets you really tuned into being a little bit smoother, a little bit more passive, and back down to basics. Another thing that I really like, the fact that it's got a fatter grip. I think it gives you that good variation in terms of being able to use it as a tool, but then it's a little bit more like your putter that you use. The only thing I would really be apprehensive on is the face and path. Because it is a bendy shaft, I know it highlights your tendencies, but for me it might go a little bit too far away from our actual club or actual putter. So the last one there I don't really like, but the first two, smoother and better tempo, this is the one. And we know if we can get a better tempo and we get a repeatable action, we can start to hole a lot more putts. Thank you for watching today's review of the GForce Putter Training Aid. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.